In this para, if we see, would you like to grab that picture? How can we use this body to take in ultimate goal of life, and how can we utilize this body will be explained in further paras. Here one analogy that was mentioned in the Kadupanishad. So this body, whatever the body that we have, it can be considered as a chariot. The chariot or the car. Okay. And the chariot has the 5 horses. Those 5 horses is mentioned as the 5 senses that we have. Like the 5 sense organs that we are having, like which we grab knowledge through. Okay. So now the person who is sitting and handling these 5 senses, like who is handling these horses with the reins, is the
intelligence.
It's a mind.
No, reins are mind.
Reins are mind. The person who is holding is the intelligent. Yeah. Yeah. So these are reins. So like what it represents here is like if the mind is not controlled, all these reins will go in their own way. All these horses, like if you understand the horses when they are before they are bringing into war field or any other activity, they need to do a lot of background work to train them. It's very difficult to control horse and keep it in track. Very, very difficult. So this census is also very same. It's a very, very difficult to like the control the senses. So you can see, so the person who is holding is the actual the intelligence, and the reins are the mind, and as well as these 5 horses are the sense organs, and the person who is sitting in the chariot is nothing but the soul in this body, the consciousness. That's what this entire 5 slokas that we read is represent this picture from the Kadupanishad. Okay. Next, who would like to read purport next? Yeah, Rohan.
The soul, the human body therefore may be used in 2 ways: for going to the darkest regions of ignorance, or for going forward, back home, back to Godhead. To go back to Godhead, the path is Mahat Seva, to accept the self-realized spiritual master. Mahat Seva Dwaram Ahur Vivukti. For liberation, one should accept the direction of authorized devotees who can actually enter one with perfect knowledge. On the other hand, Tamo Dwaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangha. If one wants to go to the darkest regions of material existence, one may continue to associate with persons who are attached to women. Yoshitam Sangi Sangha. The word Yoshit means woman. Persons who are too materialistic are attached to women. It is said therefore, Atmana Rathina Vidhi Sarina Ratham Evasha. The body is just like a chariot or car in which one may go anywhere. One may drive well, or else one may drive whimsically, in which case it is quite possible that he may have an accident and fall into a ditch. In other words, if one takes direction from the experienced spiritual master, one can go back home, back to God. Otherwise, one may return to the cycle of birth and death. Therefore, Krishna personally advises Ashraddhana Purusha Dharmasya Parantapa Aprayamani Mutya Samsara.
So Prabhupada mentions in these 2 paras the main points that focused here, like one is the importance of spiritual master to achieve the liberation from this material life, and second thing is association. These are the 2 main points that Prabhupada discussed here. Either you can drag your life towards the ultimate goal, or like you can go into the ditch, like which is darkest of region. Okay. So who would like to read next? Yeah.
Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. Bhagavad Gita 9.3. Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna personally gives instruction on how one can return home back to Godhead. But if one does not care to listen to his instructions, the result will be that one will never go back to Godhead, but will continue life in this miserable condition of repeated birth and death in material existence. Mrityu samsara vartamana.
Yeah, it's very clear. This para is very straightforward. Krishna is saying that who don't have faith on him, definitely they will be in this material life. Okay, so yeah, Raja.
The advice of experienced transcendentalist, therefore, is that the body be fully engaged for achieving the ultimate goal of life, Sprata Gati. The real interest or the goal of life is to return home, back to Godhead. To enable one to fulfill this purpose, there are so many Vedic literatures, including Vedanta Sutra, the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, and the Ramayana. One should take lessons from these Vedic literatures and learn how to practice Nivritti Marga. Then one's life will be perfect. The body is important as long as it has consciousness. Without consciousness, the body is merely a lump of matter. Therefore, to return home, back to Godhead, one must change his consciousness from material consciousness to Krishna consciousness. One's consciousness is the cause of material bondage. But if this consciousness is purified by Bhakti Yoga, one can then understand the falsity of his upadhi, his designations as Indian, American, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, and so on. Sarvopadi vinimruktam tat paratvena nirmala. One must forget these designations and use his consciousness only for the service of Krishna. Therefore, if one takes advantage of Krishna consciousness movement, his life is certainly successful.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu. So today, next 30 minutes, if possible, like we will try to cover the main portion of this verse, that is the cause of miseries, or like either this body can be used to go to Godhead, or can be used to go to different paths, which is not purpose of our life, can be done only through the mind and intelligence. So we will try to discuss about the nature of the mind and how can the symptoms of the mind, how it reacts when it's come to particular situations, and as well as, and the last point, how can we control the mind with the practical solutions. We will try to cover these 3 points today in today's class. I will try to make it as much as I can, like, but I am saying it's just 30 minutes. Okay, let's go. First start with first one question. So I'm gonna give 1 minute. After that, no need to answer to this question, like no need to tell like out, but like just is for your own introspection, like inside. My question is, everyone close their eyes, just take 1 minute and think the one thing which is that is a very wrong, is a wrong, but definitely you try to fail, you fail to control that particular action or activity, you will keep on repeating the same thing again and again. Okay, what is that action? You just remember yourself that one action. You know that is wrong, but you are unable to control it. Okay, I hope you all are like at least remember one activity that you are doing that you know that is wrong, but you are failed to do that, fail to control your mind, and you are doing it again and again. Okay, so if you see, in so many situations in our life, the activities that we are doing, we know that we are doing something wrong. Okay, but we fail to control that. It's just because the mind. It is the nature of mind. It will drag you, it will pull you. Okay, so does anyone know an average human being or a person how many thoughts per day is running in his mind as per the recent statistics?
Thousands.
Thousands.
Millions.
Huh? Millions per day.
65,000?
Huh?
65,000?
Oh, very close. This is little old studies. Recent studies is more.
It's more.
80.
80K to 90K.
In one day?
One day. Just take out your sleeping hours, 6. Okay? And that means every 1 second the thought is running in your mind. See, the mind is very, very, very unstable. Right? Very unstable. Is creating lot of havoc, like lot of trouble situation in this world. Like even if you see, Yudhishthira Maharaj asks, like Yudhishthira Maharaj answers to the question, what is the most unsteady thing in this entire world, entire universe? He says like it's a flickering mind. And Arjuna confirms with Krishna that like I can stop wind, but I cannot control my mind. We all are staying here, sitting here, but our mind can go anywhere and do any function from here, just sitting here. It's a very, very, very fast. This is the nature of mind. This is the nature of mind. So today we'll talk about like this mind little more, like to analyze how it works. Okay. So this mind is very restless. It will take you from one place to another place every time. So the worst thing about this mind is it's not there somewhere outside. It's always with us. What? Why are you smiling, Prabhu?
No.
Am I wrong?
No.
Huh?
I was thinking yes.
Yeah.
You
So
cannot put it somewhere.
yeah, we cannot keep it somewhere to get relief of this mind. It's always with you, every time with you. So if the enemy is outside, we can at least shut the door and we can be inside and we can be safe. But actually if the enemy is inside, that is the very biggest problem in our life. Like if like any army, if you take, there are few sleeper cells where they stay inside of the country and they do all the criminal activities that they have to do. And like no one can find them. That's why they call it sleeper cells. They all of a sudden, like if you see like that sleeper cells activated based on the like few minutes or few hours or few days, the job will come to them, to the specific device, and they will do that. And after that they will be in the same place. After that they won't do anything. They will be like us, normal people. It's like that. It's very, very dangerous. So we need to understand, if the enemy, if we know the enemy, that's at least we can oppose, okay, here enemy. And it's difficult to understand this thought. Right? Agree? Huh? No? Yeah? Are you agree?
So that is difficult to understand? No, it's easy.
Difficult to understand?
No, it's easy to understand.
Yeah. So, this is the nature of the mind. Okay, let's go to the one example. Like there are few unsteady things. Like one of them is monkey. Okay, in one of the Shastric point of view, If you take monkey, it's very unsteady. It's just run from one branch to another, and like one tree to another tree, and one forest to another forest, like very quickly, jumps and go. And if you fed alcohol to this monkey, and if the same monkey which was in drunkard position was bitten by 10 scorpions at the same time, how unsteady it will be. But Shastra says the monkey can be controlled, but we cannot control the mind. It's that difficult to control mind. So what can we do? Even Martin Luther King, he says like, we are getting into that generation. What? Okay, ఇప్పుడు monkey. Okay. Anyone knows the Martin Luther King's statements regarding the mind? No? He says like, we are getting into a generation where we have guided missiles but misguided men. It's a powerful statement. Like recently there was a one incident happened in Toronto downtown. How many of you know about it? Ajay, you know that? Could you please tell us? Tell. That's okay, tell.
There was a firing happened in between two gangs. I almost 100 plus rounds of bullets fired because of some issues between two gangs.
So 100 bullets in the in the downtown of the Toronto, they fired like in the public area, and like they found around like 18 weapons in the dustbins. Okay, this is the current situation. With the uncontrolled mind, it create a lot of havoc in the society. So this mind can make the heaven into hell and as well as the hell into the heaven if you don't control it in steady way and don't use it in nicely. Okay, so let's go. There was a one incident where like one of the Prabhus, ISKCON Prabhus, he went to jail to preach. Okay, when he went to preach, like he found one guy, one criminal who is 27 years old, and like he got surprised and he asked, what did you do? Like you are just so young and like you are ended up staying here under boss, like what happened? And the other person, he said like, I fought in the college, like, and like I also fought with my friends so many times. What happened? Like what did you do? And like this Prabhu, the person who is in the jail is kind of listening to his lectures earlier, and like he's kind of said in devotional way, he got liberated. Like while I fought, like the person got liberated. That's why I'm under jail. Like I'm in the jail. So this is the situation. Now after that, they had a deep discussion. In the discussion, the person said, I know it is wrong. I am feeling guilty about it all the time. But at that moment, I really don't know what happened. That 1 second, that 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever is there, my mind is frozen and it's just telling me to kill him. I didn't think about any other situation that will happen after this. But like at that moment, I can't do anything. And like we all have similar kind of situations in our life. One moment we cannot control our mind and we do few activities and we realize after that and we feel guilt. This happens with everyone, right? Mm-hmm. This happens with everyone. So this is the power of mind. It will even like if you are practicing for years and years and years, the 1 second with the uncontrolled mind, we can fall down easily. There are few incidents and references from the Shastras to so many sadhus who are very, very like well practiced with the sadhana and everything, and after such a long years also they just fell down because of uncontrolled mind. So let's go like what we can do for this mind, like the symptoms. From the Sasic references where in the purport he mentioned, Prabhupada mentioned like Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata and Ramayana, how the mind like works. We will take some few references, like if anyone can tell like what are the few references with the uncontrolled mind from Mahabharata and Ramayana, you can say.
When Menika came and Rishi Vishwamitra got persuaded.
Yes.
And 2 times he had to fall down. One time because of anger, and the second attempt was by Menika.
Yeah.
Third time he succeeded.
Yeah. Any other? With the uncontrolled mind. Yeah.
I'm not sure whether it's the right example, but when we see Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, the mental situation of Duryodhana is completely different. He was completely thoughtless. He was just like, I'm the winner. I have all the warriors in my team, and he was somewhere motivating or saying nonsense stuff to Pitama Bhishma as well. It just shows that he was completely thoughtless, like a child who doesn't think before putting his finger in the socket, and even he gets hurt, again he will do the same thing where though no brain exists, kind of situation.
Ravana?
Yes.
Ravana, he was completely out of his mind, like he didn't have any control over his mind. Even though his brother Vibhishan, he tried to, tell him the right thing, still he was his mind, he was not in his senses, his mind was out of control, so he couldn't distinguish what is right, what is wrong.
100%. Yes.
Indra and Brahma, both of them, Brahma forgot, and even if he forgot, he still wasn't supposed to do what he did, even if the Lord was not the Lord. And then Indra we know the entire thing, how he was so proud.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll go. So here, if you see it, what we think in our mind most of the times, what exactly we need, is most of our desires, like either money, or either for respect or fame, or health, or better family, or what else do you think? What are the other categories that do you think we think about it in our life?
Since we are in material world, whatever is our body is conditioned with, we have to think about all of them.
All of them.
Whether it comes to health, family, relations, fame.
Okay, just imagine that you have enough money, you have very nice family, and you have everything what you want. Do you think you will stop thinking about them?
Well, the parameters change. The standards of thinking change. Like animals, they also eat, and human beings also eat. We eat in a classy way, they eat in massy way. So when you have money, it's just the standards of thinking change,
but the thinking is still remains.
People, same situations, same those characters.
If you see Ravana, he's very opulent. He has everything, but the only one thing that is missing is the control mind. That's why he fall down. He's outwardly he's very victorious, successful man, but inwardly he is nothing. He is like a weak person. If you see, he has 10 heads, which represents the 10 senses. He sent all these 10 heads outwardly to get everything inside. That is the wicked mind. And if you see Dasaratha, Dasa 10, Radha means the person, chariot, which runs on 10 chariot. Dasaratha Maharaj, who used these senses inwardly, and like that's why he got Lord Ram as a son. This is the two ways how can we use this particular body, outwardly and inwardly. If you use outwardly, you will end up with nothing, and if you use inwardly, it will help you to achieve the purpose of the life, to reach the Godhead. In the same way, if you come to Mahabharata, Duryodhan, he never had the same food again in his life. Every time when he ate different kind of food. He has 180 personal cooks. I think 1008 personal cooks just for him. And like he never used the same cloth that he wear again. He never used. And like him, he has almost like thousands of the people to just take care of his wealth, just to count them and take care of them. He's all rich. But if you see, the only one thing that is missing is the control mind. And like not knowing the purpose of the life. So we have references in our scriptures. On the other side, if you see Yudhishthira, it's a very small resources. Like most of his life, after that anyway he got it. Most of his life he spent with the few resources. Most of the time he spent in the forest. But his software is good. His internal, the mind is so good. Like he knows what to do with these thoughts. Where should he take the thoughts? So that's how like he is successful. He got the association of Krishna. And Krishna stand beside him for his what can I say, to achieve his kingdom, to get back his kingdom. So this is a simple example, like the mind is so flickering all the time, and we must know how to control this mind. It's very, very important. Okay, so let's go. We are just running out of the time. Like we have 10 minutes, and I would like to go to the solution. How can we control mind? Okay, do you have those videos ready? Okay, would you like to show one after one? The first one. So here we can see few animals are like one of the Amarendra Prabhu mentioned these things. One is hagfish. Like this hagfish, like when it's attacked, like the actual when the
A shark sees an inviting meal, an eel-like fish with no visible defenses. But the shark is in for a big surprise. Choked with slime oozing from hundreds of pores in the fish's body. Researcher Vincent Zan from the Museum of New Zealand Te Papa Tongarea and his colleagues went near New Zealand's Great Barrier Island and dropped remote cameras. Attached to the apparatus are blue lights to be as unobtrusive as possible and a bait bag. Here, at more than a 2,000-foot depth, some of the first to attack the bait were hagfish, also known as snot eels. At one point, a kite-fin shark uninterested in the bait instead prefers the hagfish, but gets a mouthful of slime. The slime fills the shark's mouth, clogs its gills, and chokes it.
So,
The hagfish were seen.
if you see, this hagfish is very special. Like when it gets attacked, when it gets caged, okay, it will release some dirty slime into the opponent's body, and like no one would like to attack him. Same happens with us. Whenever we are squeezed, whenever we are criticized, whenever something happened to us, our mind, the actual person in you will come out, and he will start like criticizing others, and like is completely like acting in such a way that like all dirty words it will come out. This is the actual you that you can see. This is one way of responding to the situations, to know about your mind. Would you like to play the second way?
Magazine.
This was Amarendra Prabhu's.
It's like defensiveness brings out conditioning. That's the point. It's very nice.
You know what it is? That is the electrical.
What
Wait,
happened?
okay. I'll play it from the beginning. The dog is trying to eat the eel.
Is it the E?
Yes, yeah.
It's an electric eel. The dog.
Okay, so if you see, this is the electrical eel, the second type of defensive mechanism. So here, some of us, we are like kind of like before the attacker attacks, we always think to attack them. Like this is some of our mindsets. Like we don't even like think like what we are doing and like how we are reacting. But when it's come to like someone will put you in like different phase, like insensitive phase, like automatically you will try to attack them before they attack. This is some kinds of mindsets that we see so often. And the third one is the explosive ants. You don't need to play that, it's taking a lot of time. So explosive ants is kind of like, actually they will go inside the room and they kind of like go to some place and like they will take a lot of pressure and like they will explode themselves. This is, yeah, they explode themselves. They will die, suicide.
I missed it.
Explosive ants, they are kind of like when someone attacked, someone squeezed, and like automatically what happens, like they go inside and they will feel that pressure and they want to keep hide and like they will criticize themselves and they will explode themselves. They will suicide. This is one kind of mindset that most of the people that we have. These are the different natures of the mind, but Prabhupada always suggests the fourth one. Could you play? Prabhupada mentions always we should be like tortoise. What is the best thing of tortoise?
So it's like,
It's simple.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So So here it's very simple. Prabhupada always recommends this as a Vaishnavas, that we need to, whenever there is a difficult situations in our life, someone is challenging us, if there is, like, we should not lose our control. We should always take inside our limbs into the shelter. We have to be like a tortoise. How can we be like a tortoise?
Sadhana.
The sadhana. Like there is a one small example that I will give. Like who knows the difference between the zoo and the safari?
So in zoo, animals are caged, in safari, we are caged.
Yes. There are two ways that we can protect ourselves. So here animals, I mean, like for example, just take lion. So in the zoo, the lion is caged and the human being persons are like free. That means lion is compared with the mind, and as well as like the man is compared with the consciousness. We can control the mind through the yoga practice, that is like all the procedures that we have in our like apana, like samadhi, these are all things. but this says it's not practical. If you come to safari, like where we will be caged, okay, it's because it's very difficult to control mind, where we need to be in the case of engagement, where that engagement is the tortoise shelter. That is nothing but the sadhana. That sadhana is nothing but the 5 activities. The acronym is chant. C means chant, and A means
Hearing.
H means hearing, A means association, N
Neglecting bad association.
negate temptations. That is the only thing that grab you to all the vishayas, to drag your mind towards it. And T,
Tolerance.
think of Krishna. Okay, in like Bhagavad Gita, if you see from the 6th chapter onwards, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, in different places, Krishna tells, think about me, remember me, think about me, remember me. He keeps on repeat. So these are the 5 things that we have to properly to do to have that shelter, have a protection from this mind.
Can you repeat that?
Chant, C chant, H here, A association, and N negating temptations, saying no to temptations, and T think of Krishna. Okay. This is the conclusion. Actually, like this is from the class of Amarendra Prabhu, like mind the mind. I just give the 1 drop of glimpse. Like if anyone would like to go and like watch this video, you will get the real bliss from that video. Is very, very nice. I recommend everyone to watch at least once. He talks a lot about like mind and how it functions. So in limited time, I would like to cover the few points from which is related to this particular verse. Like in the verse, he talks about the association. In the verse, like either we are going different ways by using this mind and senses. Okay, that's it for today. Any questions? And
Like you mentioned that when somebody criticizes you, your actual thing comes out.
yes,
That's Shastra said that's not real, that's not our actual form. It's something that we acquired from outside, it gets accumulated, then comes out.
No. I was just saying it's conditioning. Basically, what he meant is conditioning.
all anadhas that we have. So they all will come out. Like in the third verse, you can see all the like angry and other things that mentioned here. Those all things will come out. Okay, when you are completely squeezed, the actual mind reacts in such a way. Okay, like it's not reacts like a tortoise. It's always like complaining. When you have something, simple example, like when you have some tooth surgery, if someone removes your teeth, okay, and even we have 31 nice teeth, this tongue is always going to touch the other part. It's always kind of complaining. Yeah. So like we always, this mind is always is like this. It's a symptom or it's a nature of the mind. Okay.
How to train? First of all, it was very nice class. It was very, very good. My question is how to treat the mind or explain the mind to not hold grudges if we are hurt from something.
Seeing the other person same as Krishna, like you are seeing this Paramatma inside. Okay, even if they are doing something bad and like something, we have to think that our sadhana will help and they will definitely have their karma. And like maybe if you are in position to act act in such a way to control that moment, you can take that action, but you should not have personally anything in your heart. Like you can control that moment and prevent that situation to not affect others. But actually, as a other Vaishnava, you should have that compassion for him. That's what I have.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like to add something into that. Like, One thing we can think of is that man is acting as a postman. It's our karmas that are coming back to us. And
Like the Prabhu calls it, like, don't blame the agents of your karma.
yes, yeah, so we can think of that way also. And we can try to mention that we can have some compassion that they are acting that way because they themselves are suffering. So we can have some compassion and maybe try and do something good for them. And if not, it's not possible. It's we are not in that position or not at that level. Then maybe we can back off and keep a safe distance.
Unfortunately different, right? Anyway, first don't get controlled by their behavior, don't get disturbed by their actions. Once we get disturbed, it means they are successful. But we need to take the right actions in the same. They need to get their answer properly, and when we are undisturbed, we can take the right action. And the person sees that they are confident enough, they are not getting affected by me. That's where they lose their confidence or the anger, whatever they had.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. We are out of time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.